Hey YouTube, Rando here. I told you guys I was going to get to some videos that I've been meaning to do. In the last video I did the update video. So this is going to be one of them. This is going to be the 1-year review on the Seahead composting toilet. Now I wanted to do a review initially when we first got it. And I'm sorry if you can hear the fan in the background. We're trying to air out the cabin here. It's been closed up for a few days, so we're just trying to get everything aired out in there while it's nice and warm out. It's been cold lately, so we ain't been able to open the windows or anything. And today it feels great outside, so we're gonna leave the windows open and just air everything out in there. Anyways, back to the toilet. I was gonna initially do a review when we first got it. I'm glad I didn't, because it would have been a good review for the most part. This isn't gonna be a bad review. I'm not gonna down the toilet, but I am gonna tell you some things, some problems with the toilet that we found. Now this toilet's been being used by 2 adults. We are a family of 4. The kids use the regular toilet. They've been using the septic system, of course, and I do too every now and again. So does the wife, but for the most part, me and the wife's been using this. Now it's a separation toilet, so it separates your solids from your liquids, and the bad part is, men, you can't really use it unless you sit down to pee, and I'm not gonna sit down to pee, so I just been peeing outside usually, or I go to the regular toilet and pee. But we're out in the country, so me and the kids usually just pee outside. That's probably one of the worst things about it, is emptying it. Everybody thinks it's simple, and it's not. I mean, it is simple. It's kind of nasty, you know what I mean? It's not something I like to do, and the problem with this is you have to empty it often. Even with one woman using it, that jug, it's only 1 gallon, so it gets full really fast. You can see the jug there, and then there's the tank for the solid waste. What you do is you put your medium in that back tank there. Usually we just use peat moss, but you can use kitty litter, you can use all kinds of stuff. But if you're actually composting with it, which we use it for the trees around here, and we use it for the grass. We definitely don't use it in our vegetable garden, but we use it in the flower garden and stuff, so it works out well. We do let it compost first. I'm not sure if you're supposed to or not, but we definitely let it break down before we use it as compost on the trees and whatnot even. But anyways, back to the toilet. I think the worst downfall of this toilet is the price versus what you're getting, how it holds up. This toilet, it hasn't held up great. For one thing, the hardware keeps falling off, and we finally lost a piece there. You can see that nut on the back there that actually holds the toilet seat on. So that's probably one of the biggest downfalls, is hardware on it. We found it like 3 or 4 times like right now I brought it out to scrub it. That's what I was doing. That's why it's outside right now. We brought it outside so I can scrub it down, and we've lost one of the nuts. I can't find it anywhere, and it's just a little plastic nut. It just doesn't stay on there very well. Also, it scratches really easily. So like this is just from rolling around on the soft ground. This isn't like throwing it around on concrete or anything. I don't know if it's picking that up or not. And then you see a piece in there. And then discoloration, you're using dirt in it, so of course it's gonna get dirty. You're gonna have to wash it often, unless you're really careful with the dirt, which I'm not. So you have to wash it often, and not everything always comes off. It looks dingy a lot of times. Like this piece compared to this piece looks really dingy. And the price on the toilet, I want to say it's around $400. It's not cheap. It's not a cheap toilet. And pretty much what you're getting is a 5-gallon bucket inside of a shell, you know, with a toilet seat. That's it. You know, if it was closer to $200, maybe $150, somewhere in there, I might recommend it. But for what you're getting for the price, I can't recommend this toilet. Let's see, what else can I go over? The peat moss, a big bag, will last you about 6 months between 2 people. as long as it's a big bag. Well, I guess depending on how often you go to the bathroom and how often you use your actual toilet. We've been trying to exclusively use this one though. That way, you know, it's like we've used it for a full year, which we pretty much have. Like I said, except for peeing. I don't pee in it. The wife does. And with one person peeing in it, you still have to empty that jug roughly once a day. And they tell you just cap it and throw it away and put a new jug in there, but we don't go through that many jugs, so we actually physically have to empty that jug and then bleach it out, clean it, and then put it back in. It's just not something I prefer to do. I've seen other ones where you get a bigger tank and maybe doing it once a week wouldn't be so bad, but doing it every day becomes a chore. You know, when we already have so many chores to do, we don't need to be adding to the list, right? So that's another one of the downfalls on it, is the pee tank. I think we're going to get another one here in a few months, but honestly, I do not think we're going to go with another Sea Head because of the price. Like I said, price versus what you get. We're going to try maybe one of the Nature, I forget what it's called, Nature something or something along those lines. I don't know. We're gonna do a little bit more research this time. We didn't do a whole lot of research on this one. I just got a cheap composting toilet, and that's what I got, was a cheap composting toilet. You know, you can see what you're getting here. There's the shell. Tank's just a 5-gallon bucket, so it's really not that much there. The hardware is nice. They use stainless steel hardware. That's a good thing. But like I said, as far as holding up, in fact, it's off right now. I don't know. I'm gonna try to order another one of them nuts from the website. I don't even know. I can't remember like the actual name of the website, so I'm gonna have to go do some research and try to order some hardware for it. And also, you can order a pump for this thing to run air through it. It never stinks. That's probably the best thing I can say about this thing, is it never stinks. I don't know, it just smells like dirt when you open it. Even from the pee tank, you can't smell the pee tank whenever you open it to put your compost in. You open that, and then and you can see what I mean about the discoloration right there. That's just dirt, yeah. But it won't come off. This isn't slick. This is like textured material. It's not a slick material like this, so it's not easy to clean. And I scrubbed this with a SOS pad, not an SOS pad, the green part of a sponge, so the hard part, you know, the part you scrub pots with. And I couldn't get it completely clean, and I scrubbed it with Comet, so it's not like I wasn't using cleaner or something. So that's another one of the downfalls, is this textured material. I wish it was all, even the tank here is almost has a little bit of texture to it. I just wish it was all the same material. That would be another good one. And then definitely the hardware upsets me. But like I said, you can get a pump for it and everything, but it never stinks. All you do is you add 3 of the tanks. They give you a small little tank with it, a little container, and initially you fill 3 of them in there, and then every time you use the back tank, you just add like half of that container, and it never stinks, never have any kind of problem with it. Even emptying it's not bad. The emptying the pee is worse than emptying the poop, and the poop you only have to empty maybe once every 7 to 10 days, something like that. Not often. I mean, not very often at all. So I don't really think you need the whole air pump for it. I think it's like a computer fan or something. There's a hose. The back of this thing comes off, and you can run your hose up through there, and it'll like air dry the composting material, but it's not necessary. It doesn't stink. It never has flies. Like you would think it would be full of flies. No, it's not bad at all. It's really not a bad toilet when it comes to that. I just think that they need to put a little bit more money into hardware and find out a way to work out the pee tank. Maybe get a bigger one somehow, make it taller. I don't know what they could do, but I don't like the pee tank. And price, if they would just drop the price, even if you was getting this exact toilet, like I said, for like $100, $150, it wouldn't be that bad. Maybe maybe 200, but they're charging twice that for half the product. So I can't tell you it's a great toilet, but it's not a terrible toilet. That's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching, YouTube.